right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kal Halayim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rakakodash. All right, double honors to our apostles, our teachers at the Great Millstone. We learn this truth. And peace salutations to the Most High's elect. All right, so, you know, the Most High required that which is past, man. All right, the Lord, He requires the past. The Lord doesn't forget, nor does He forgives His people, but He don't forget anything that we did, anything you white people did, all right, anything you other nations did, all right. The Lord, He requires that which is past, you know. So we're at the time of the Lord requiring you devil's sins, you know. He's requiring the past, man. The Lord requires the past, right? He had he said let favor be shown to the wicked, but in the place of righteousness he will not learn, right? So so-called white people, you've been shown favor, you know. Most High showed you favor. The Most High, he allowed you to, you know, he allowed you to thrive on the earth. He allowed you to set up your armies, your militaries, you know. But the Lord said, I'll throw it down, you know. He let you set up your Space Force 6 military branch, you know. He let you set up your cities, your land of unwild villages, all right. And now the Most High is starting to bring judgment upon you, man, because the scriptures tell you that the vision is for an appointed time. The vision of what? The judgment Esau, Edom. The judgment of 2/3 of the people on his sign. The judgment that the Lord's going to bring on the earth for all this great atrocities that the Most High has allowed you people to do. You know, here it is. You got people out there, right? You got people out there, you know, particularly these women. Everybody talking about F the Lord and F this and F that. You got people shooting the scriptures up. You got people shooting up the Bible, you know, like polite. So all this disrespect, all this nonsense that the people are talking about, you know, all this rebellion is going to cease, you know. Most High going to cause the rebellion of our people to cease, 2/3 of them, and the Most High is going to cause the arrogancy of the proud to be to come to naught, you know. The Lord, He requires the past, man, and the past says that the track record of you so-called white people is that of slavery, is that of destruction, is that of rampage. All right, it says Revelation the 6th chapter, the red and pale horse, whom is given power to take the peace from the earth. So the earth has no peace because the ruler of the earth is a bloody, deceitful man. All right, who set up a kingdom based upon lies, robbery, and trickery. All right, which if you look behind me here, you have this mural right here, which I'll probably go into a little bit later, but it shows you, you know, all the wars this devil been in, you know, a lot of the wars, you know. It's like a memorial to the so-called fallen soldiers, you know, which Harry Kissinger told you that all the wars are bankers' wars. And Harry Kissinger, that ended up dying recently, so-called Jew, small header, you know, he told you that the wars are bankers' wars. All wars are bankers' wars. Small header, you know, banker wars. So all these people that died, you know, because here in this town here, you're gonna find like all kind of, you know, plaques and stuff of the people that died. All those guys that died in them wars, they all died for the interests of the banking elites. All right, that's why all these people that's in the military and all that, they're just dying for nothing. They're not dying for their country. They're not dying for their the citizens. They're not dying for they're not dying for the people. They're dying for the elites. So the elites of Esau, Edom, that's who you serving, you know. That's who you serving when you go up in that military, man. Because, you know, all the wars that this devil got going on, all the infrastructure he builds, it's all so he can have a hegemony on the earth, man. A bloody hegemony on the earth. Which, matter of fact, let me look at this word real quick. Hegemony, or the word says a hegemony would be what this devil wants on the earth. That's why he's setting up his new world order. All right, which Ronald Reagan spoke about that. Yeah, Reaganomics. You know, he spoke about the new world order. George Senior Bush, Daddy Bush. You know, George Daddy Bush. He spoke about the new world order. So all these presidents, you know, were all set up to bring about the new world order. You know, yeah, Obama was a guy that helped to bring in to enslave a lot of Jakes, you know, and bring about confusion. Donald Trump, all these people are working for that new world order, man. All right, a one world government. All right, okay, because you have the United Nations, right, which was set up by the Rockefellers, and the headquarters over there in New York, right there, Rockefeller Plaza. So, you know, that's like a beta version of the New World Order. You know, you got all these nations together, going back to the Tower of Babel, because he studies these old school Babylonian religions. You know, so he goes back to, he's trying to go back to that way of Babel. You know, where the heathens are all, you know, on one team against the Israelites. You know, that's what it tells you in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, I should say. All right, the heathen have made a confederacy against thee. You know, they are confederate against thee. They're in one consent against the Lord's chosen. You know, they've consulted. Scripture say they consulted against their hidden ones. So now the Lord requires, you know, the past, man, because all this time when we've been in captivity, you know, the Lord has hid himself from us. You know what I'm saying? We've been ignorant. You know, the Lord said he winked at our ignorance. We've been ignorant to the fact of who we are. You know, all this time, these heathen have been behind the scenes plotting to keep you down. You know, and that's what all these wars are about. All these wars are about keeping the people on that sign right there down. So all these wars, this devil fought right here. The Persian War. You got the Panama conflict, Spanish-American War. You got all these wars, right? And then at the very bottom it says, God bless America, which the Most High is not blessing America no more. The Most High blessed America for a season, for a time, you know. Because ever since America been a nation, they've been at war. 90+% of the time they've been at war. So the Most High is not blessing this place no more. You was blessed when you had that sword, that power, you know, which the Lord's quickly taken away from you. All right, because he said a kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. Which I'm gonna go to Psalms 50, the 55th chapter. The Lord is dividing their tongues against each other. Now you got Democrats against Republicans, just like the ancient world, just like ancient Rome. You know, we had the plebeians, patricians. You had the war of the four emperors. You had all these infighting amongst the Romans, man, back then. Because the Romans never got along like that, and that's why they end up falling eventually. But the Most High has a way of bringing back the past, man, reincarnating everything. Everything gets reincarnated. Everything comes back. So everything came back, including us, including you devils. So you're the same devil that was back there in that garden, that serpent that was deceiving Eve, and that deceived our people into living a bloody, demonic, evil lifestyle to this day. You know, where you got the earth underneath your vibration, so-called white people, right? So the Most High is not going to bless America no more. The Most High is not going to make America greater again, and the Most High is bringing you down to the dust, to confusion, man. Isaiah the 47th chapter. So Psalms 55. Psalms 55 and verse 9, it says, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues. That's right. These people, their tongues are divided. Now they're against each other, you know. So they're warring against each other. Civil wars event amongst the people. It hasn't all broke loose yet, you know, because you still got law and order, quote unquote. All right. But pretty soon, the scriptures tell you that, 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, they shall invade one another. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So all out chaos and war in the streets of America. When the elites start shutting shit down, when they start bringing about the end of that internet, you know, when they cut the power, you know, on the citizens, when they force you to take that microchip, the people are going to be fighting amongst each other. You already got certain states that want to leave America, you know, like Texas, for instance, or California. They feel like they're self-sufficient. They feel like they could be sovereigns. They don't need the federal government because the federal government taxes them a lot. Federal government gives them a lot of restrictions on what they can and can't do. And a lot of them don't like the oversight, you know, of the, so now you got infighting, you know, so the Lord is dividing their tongues amongst each other to the point where now they can't get along. You know, you got these two different parties, you know, on two sides of the spectrum, right wing, left wing. Then you got people that are libertarians and this and that, but those people never, those people don't quote unquote matter. It's all about the Democrats and the Republicans, but that's a smokescreen for what the elites really do behind the scenes, because the elites are the ones, like Harry Kissinger said, every war is a banker war, man. Every war is a banker's war. So the wars are not, you know, because of Democrats or Republicans, because of the elites behind the scenes controlling both sides and plotting the people against one another, you know. So it says, Psalm 55:9, destroy, O Lord, and divide their tongues, for I have seen violence and strife in the city. Yeah, that's all we behold. All we see is violence and strife in the city. That's all you see. It says, day and night they go about it upon the walls thereof. Mischief also and sorrow are in the midst of it. Wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. Deceit and guile depart not from the streets of America. Everywhere you go, small town, big city, it's nothing but drug addicts, liars, stealers, deceivers, you know, bloody men, you know, niggas trying to rob you. You know, America's not safe no more. You know, not that it ever was for our people, but it's not a safe place. You can't leave your, you know, you can't leave your kids at the daycare. A nigga might steal them. You can't leave your door unlocked. You can't leave your car. You can't go nowhere in the nice neighborhoods no more. You know, now you think nowhere is safe no more because everybody's tense. There's tension in the air. You know, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, so it's nowhere safe. You know, okay. The Lord said, "The love of many wax cold." Matthew 24 chapter. You know, so Psalms 55:11, wickedness is in the midst thereof. Deceit and guile depart not from her streets. For it was not an enemy that reproached me, then I could have borne it. Neither was that he that hated me, that did magnify himself against me, then I would have hid myself from him. But it was thou, a man, my equal, my guide, and mine acquaintance. That's right. So, you know what I'm saying? Here it is, our own people. You can't even trust our own people because they've become Americanized. You can't trust your own people. Your own people are fucking, they're just like Esau, man. You know, so if it had been an enemy, I could have bore it. That's why we don't like our people. The 2/3 of them on this side, we don't like them because they're like Americans, man. They're just like these, you know, they're just like Esau. They're just like Whitey. And the Most High is going to require of you too, because the Most High is judging everybody, okay? And the only ones that have a marked exemption is the elect of Israel. All right, starting with the men of the Lord and their families, man. And then the rest, you know, 1/3, men, women, children that believe on the truth. You know, they believe on the name of the Lord and his son, and believe in the gospel, which is the good news, which is the fact that these Americans will no longer be able to build tanks, guns, and destroy the earth and build a hegemony based off bloodshed. All right. Matter of fact, let me show you something. If you can see it, it's like right back there. It's a old school artillery right there. That's like old school artillery, you know. Okay, now they got more advanced weaponry and shit like that, but you know, Esau builds these he builds these monuments of war, you know, and he keeps them around to show off his power and shit. You know, he keeps these instruments of war, of cruelty. It's gonna tell you that he's a cruel man, you know. He's a vile man. The scripture tell you that the tender mercy of wicked are cruel. So everywhere you go, you see nothing but tanks just sitting around there. You know, you just see nothing but weapons of war. You know, this is the place where there's more guns on the earth. No other places it has more guns than this place here. You know, so this is the bloody place, and this is the bloody man. You know, this is how we know that he's the bloody, deceitful man of the scriptures, by the evidence that he shows. You know, he shows you who he is. You know, and you yet to believe it. Our people are yet to understand this. So 14 verse. We took sweet counsel together and walked onto the house of the Most High in company. Let death seize upon me, and let them go down quickly into hell. For wickedness is in their dwellings, and it's amongst them. As for me, I will call upon the Most High, and the Lord shall save me. Evening and morning, at noon, I'll pray and cry aloud, and he shall hear my voice. For he hath delivered my soul in peace from the battle that was against me. For there was many with me. The Most High shall hear and afflict them. Yeah, the Most High is going to hear and afflict these devils, man. The Most High is hearing the prayer of his saints. That's why he said cry. That's why he said cry. That's why he said cry continually. You know, the Lord, his ears are open to our cries, man. Because we're supposed to cry continually, but because of the affliction. That's why he said Ezekiel the 9th chapter, set a mark on the forehead of the man that sigh and cry for the abominations that's done in the midst thereof, in the midst of this bloody society, man. We're the only ones sighing and crying. That's you men out there that's doing this work, man. And you few sisters and you few brothers, y'all crying, sighing, and crying. You praying to the Lord. You know, you throwing up curses on this place. All right, so on and so forth. So that's you sighing and crying. You complain continually of this ungodly father that you've been left behind. This so-called white man, which he's not our father. You know, he's not our real. You know, we just been left in his hands. You know. We're like in this orphanage prison, you know, called America, until the time appointed where the Lord comes and delivers us. That's why it says, Job 14:14, all the days of my appointed time will I wait until my change come. What's the appointed time? The time when you are in bondage, the time when you're in prison, the time when you're locked up and they won't let you out, like Akon said. You know, the so-called white man America is like modern day Pharaoh, which the Pharaoh didn't want to let you go. He wanted to keep you. You know, because we built Egypt, you know what I'm saying? And Egypt was running because of us. So the same way this modern day Egypt, the house of bondage, is today. You know, the same way that this devil don't want to let Jake go, that he don't want to, you know, give you nothing. He want to keep your ass working and make college extra expensive. That's why college is extra expensive. So your ass can't go. He know that Jake can't really afford that. You know, he know that you can't afford university. He know you can't, you know, you're not one of them. So you're not gonna get the same type of head start in life. You don't have easy access to money, so just so you can go to school, do this, do that. You know, this is the heathen's kingdom. You know. So, anyways, it says Psalms 55 and verse 19. The Most High shall hear and afflict them, even he that abideth of old, Selah, because they have no changes. Therefore, they fear not the Most High. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him, and he hath broken his covenant. He put forth his hands as such as be at peace with him. When Gad was over here, Gad was peaceful with this devil. You know, Gad was cool, but Esau hit him with the flower of the child of the flower moon treatment. You know, infiltrating his family, taking his land rights, giving him treaties, so you know he could break it, turn around, break it. You know, taking advantage of Gad goodwill, of Reuben and them goodwill, of Issachar and them goodwill. You know, you got these Spaniards, which are, they're Edomites too. You know, they came over here, robbing, stealing, sacking the earth, sacking the lands. You know, so all you devils, no matter what you try to call yourself, that's why they had set up all these different countries and nationalities to deceive the people. So they hide themselves. Oh no, we're not like them American devils. All these devils are the same. The Dutch are the same. The white, the Germans, they're the same. The Temanites, the French, they all did the same thing. The French had the Levites in captivity over there in the sugar plants and Haiti. You know, to the point where they had to reveal and do voodoo and all that to get up out of there. You know, which they're still under slavery up under there. Their lands are not prosperous lands. The land of Levi down there, man. That's like the worst country in the Western Hemisphere. Everybody knows that. That's why all of them are over here in America seeking better lives and stuff like that. Because they don't want to live over there where it's like gang infested and shit. But that's the curse the Most High put on you. He sent the French man after you, so now that's why you speaking French. And then he sent more curses after you. Like he hit you with the earthquakes and all that. You know, because them Levites down there, they're very stubborn, man. Just like them Dominicans too, they're stubborn too. Talking about I'm not black, I'm not this, I'm not that. See what I'm saying? So here it is. That's why these devils are scared. See, that's like the fourth devil right there that recorded me. Like this devil's recording me just now. They're over there talking out of their cars because they're very scared. They're very scared. They know that their time of war is done. Okay, the Revolutionary War, Civil War, Spanish War, all these wars these devils won and waged on the earth. The Most High is not going to allow you to get the victory, man. And that's why you're scared. You know that your elites are losing. All right, you know that the other countries are catching up their technology. They got missiles too. They got weaponry too. So the Lord told you that the weak shall say I'm strong. The weak are saying they're strong. The weak are the other nations. That you weaken. You white people weaken them. You so-called white people in America, you weaken these nations through your economic warfare. Again, through the central banks. All wars are banker wars. Everybody had to deal with the Federal Reserve Central Bank of America, which extends its tentacles through the IMF, World Bank. Its tentacles extend, all right? The Federal Reserve, the first reserve bank, and then you had other banks that they set up, the so-called Jew, through America, through the Britain and the land of Israel. They set up these central banks, you know, which they set up also the United Nations as well. All that shit is underneath the guise of the so-called white man in America and Israel and Britain. Okay, that's the three triangle of wickedness. That's the Bermuda Triangle of evil. You know, if you draw it on the map, that's a triangle of evil right there. And that's what controls the West. That's why the Eastern journalists and all them people, the banks and all that. That's why the West is enemy to them, because the East stand against this place. You know, that's why the scriptures speak about the Lord preparing the way for the kings of the East. You know, Gog, Magog, being a guard to the nations. Well, with them Russians in the East, them them devils over there, they hate you Americans over here, but y'all both the same, and y'all both gonna fight in the third war's war, which is the third woe, Revelation the 11th chapter. 2 woes have come, the third one will come quickly. Revelation 11, right about the 12th, 13th verse. So that the Most High gonna put it in the heart of the king of the Medes and Persians, so-called Putin and them, to fight against you devils over here in the land in the Middle East, so that we could come back into power, so the Israelites could come back into power, so that the true nation of Israel could come into power, you know, so that there won't be no more wars on the earth that you devils help propagate, so you can have your little hegemony through bloodshed and war. When the real people of the Lord are in power, there's gonna be no more wars. There's gonna be no more wars, no more violence, no more bloodshed. All right, the nation's gonna beat their swords into pruning hooks and their spears into gardening tools, man. That's what will transpire when the real people of the Lord are in power, are active in power. You know, so the Most High is not blessing America. You know? All these wars, these are monuments, and the scriptures describe America as the eagle. There's the eagle right there. You know, whose look was more stout than his fellows. When you look at the eagle, it's very stout. The look has a stout look, you know. So America, their look was more stout than their fellows, man. You know, no other nation on the planet has ever did what America did, robbing, cheating, lying, stealing, the way they did to keep the power. You know, holding secrets against the other nations to blackmail them and shit, doing all this other shit, espionage on the highest level. The other nations didn't even have no fucking spy programs until Esau put the CIA and all that shit. Then that's when they had Mossad and all this KGB, you know, because they had to retaliate, man, against Esau spying against them. Over here, these American Edomites spying on them, meddling with their elections, quote unquote, you know, and doing all this other shit. So the nations are angry with you too. and the Lord's gonna put the spirit on them to come up against you. That's why the scripture tell you in Job, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, in the 20th chapter. Every hand of the wicked, meaning every hand of these nations, you know, is gonna come upon these so-called white people in America, because that's what they deserve for being the devil, the ultimate devil. These other nations are devils too, but at least they didn't go around the earth doing what you devils did, because you wasn't the ones that was chosen to bring about the end. You wasn't chosen for that. America was the one that was going to put us in captivity, not the Russians, not these other, the Americans, so-called America. That's what, the house of bondage, you know. And that's why this place is going to be destroyed. Russia ain't going to be totally wiped off the map. You know, it's still going to be up there, you know, cold as hell. All right, but America's the one that's going to be wiped off the face of the earth because of all these wars: Spanish War, Panamanian War, Persian War, World War I, World War II. You know, that was all America's doing. You know, America stuck his nose every fucking where. The Vietnamese War, all right, all because of a hegemony. Again, a constant control, having to be the predominant nation on the earth. That's why they lied about the moon landing. They lied about going to the moon because they wanted to be the number one. America has to be number one always. That's why they spy on their own people. That's why they spy on the other governments. That's why they spy on everybody. That's why they tap into the underwater sea cable for the other nations. So the other nations they don't really retaliate because they know America got deterrence, which is nuclear submarines everywhere patrolling the ocean. Other nations don't really have that. Not as many as America, I would say. All right, if you look at the facts. But they all have to group together to come up against this devil. You know, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna group together to come up against this so-called white man, because the so-called white man over here has 800 military bases all over the earth. The Americans, they got more missiles than anybody else. Only the Russians could compare, but the Russians got the help of the Chinese. The Russians got the help of the Russians got the help of the Iranians, because the Iranians hate y'all guts. The Iranians totally despise you devils, man. So they're gonna help too. Then you also got other nuclear capable nations like France. They're gonna turn their back on you devils, because you've been treating the French like shit, you know. Even though the French was always allies to you, you ain't sending them no aid like you send Ukraine and them like that, you know. You over there helping Zelensky, you know. Your people over here dying like a motherfucker. But so all these nations gonna they're all gonna band together against you devils, because you devils are the bully of the earth, you know. Strong arming everybody, putting them in a stranglehold so you could take advantage of their resources, you know, get favorable deals and trade deals and shit like that, you know. So that's how it works, through the bloodshed and through threat of violence and threat of economic sanctions and all this type of shit. America strong arms its way into everything, and it's not about democracy. Democracy is just the guys, you know, diplomacy and all that shit, man. You know, the elites, they come around with that American flag right there, you know, and they come around with the missiles, and they come around with you know, with the American bald eagle right here, the look that's more stout than their fellows, and everybody else shrivels and shakes. That's why they all got to come here. Everybody on the earth got to come here to the United Nations over there that Rockefeller set up, man. Everybody got to go over there. 190-something nations, they all got to go over there, send a representative, and go and kiss the ring. They got to kiss the white man's ring. You know, here you go, kiss the ring, devil. You know, this is, when your country sends a representative, they're kissing the ring, because they don't want no smoke with America, man. If you don't go and show yourself to America, you know, to this devil over here, you're gonna have problems, man. You know, even those nations that are angry with this devil, China and them, they send representatives over here. They know they gotta comply with this devil, you know. But secretly, you know, or not so secretly, they're working against this devil. North Korea, you know, that's another ally that's gonna come up against this place. You know, all of them gonna come up against this place. You know, even them Japanese and them South Koreans, because the Japanese, they got blood in their eyes because what you did to them in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, which, by the way, it's right here too. World War I, World War II, Korean conflict, right? The Koreans, you know, but the Japanese, man, them Ammonites, they got it out for you devils, you know. They have it out for you red devils. They remember to this day. They got victims that's still alive or whatnot, you know, from them times. They still remember what the hell you did, You know, their ancestors. I mean, their progeny, if you will. Their kids are still there. You know, so there's monuments. You know, the cities that was leveled, you know, have not totally been built back up. You know, there's still radioactive isotopes and all kind of shit over there in them lands, man. That you devils totally decimated with your missiles, with your guns, with your tanks, you know. But ultimately with Fat Man Little Boy, you know. Fat Man Little Boy, that shit was inhumane what you devils did, you know. It was an inhumane act, you know, to drop a missile, to drop atomic weaponry on civilians, man, so you could end the war. All right, that's fucking crazy. But that's what you devils did. That's what Truman did. So-called Harry S. Truman. All right, dropped a bomb on you, like the song say. You dropped a bomb on me. These devils dropped a bomb on them. 2 bombs, which has never been done. Nobody else ever did that. All right, nobody else ever dropped weaponry of that payload on another nation. You know, so that's the devil. That's why he got paid. Okay, so Proverbs 12 and verse 3, it says, a man shall not be established by wickedness. That's right. You so-called white people, you establish your kingdom on wickedness. So you're not going to stand. Your kingdom's not going to stand. But the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness to the bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right, but the counsels of the wicked are deceit. The words of the wicked are to lie and wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. Yeah, the words of the wicked are to lie and wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. That's right. So you devils, you lie and wait for blood. You sit in the lurking places of the villages, you know, trying to hunt Jake, putting drugs in their community. Hey, sending bait cars. I don't know how many bait cars I done seen in the last month or so, the last 2 months. You know, they just be leaving these cars just, you know, for you to steal them and shit, with the key in it and everything. There's a cop waiting for you to take that motherfucker so he can get you. You know, they set up speed traps and everything. You know, they sit in the lurking place of the villages, man, so you can catch a nigga, catch him in the crime, in the act. You know, that's the accuser of our brethren. You know, he sets up the pitfalls. The scriptures tell you to not set a stumbling block in front of your brother. You're not supposed to set something up there so he could fall, so you could accuse him. You know, but that's this devil. But he quote unquote says that y'all brothers, y'all equal. You know, y'all supposed to be, you know, on the even playing field and shit. You know, but that's far from reality. The so-called white man is the father of lies. Everything that spits out of this devil's mouth is a damn lie. You know, every single thing. That's why I could say, never trust that enemy. Sirach 12 and 10, because as iron rusts, so is his wickedness. You know? So Psalms 12 and 6, the words of the wicked are to lie in wait for blood, but the mouth of the upright shall deliver them. The wicked are overthrown and are not. The house of the righteous shall stand. That's right. The wicked are overthrown and they're not, man. You know, the Most High is about to overthrow these devils. But the house of the righteous shall stand. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. That's right. You devils are despised, man. All right. Everybody despises you devils. Nobody on the earth likes you devils. All right. Especially now that you don't create nothing. Your movies are shitty. You know, everything is shitty. Back in the day, like in the 80s, 70s, the world was looking at you like, damn, Arnold Schwarzenegger and all these people coming out of America, Rocky movies, and you know, the music was the standard, Bruce Springsteen and all these people, Michael Jackson and shit. You know, you had all these American singers and shit that now they don't export a damn thing. They don't make cars, they don't make nothing. They don't make singers, they don't make nothing. Now everything comes from foreign. Everything is foreign made. You know, nothing is domestically produced anymore. You know, that's why even in the NBA and shit, the best players are not even from America, man. All the best players are Europeans and from other places, man. The Antetokounmpo, this nigga from Greece, Luka Doncic from Slovenia, Jokic, the Joker, he's from Serbia. You know, so these are the top players, man. You know, they're not even from here. and they kicking your ass. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, this nigga from Canada. You know, all these dudes are from other places. You know, even in your sports leagues, everywhere else, in the MLB, you got Japanese running the MLB. The Japanese run the MLB, man, and the Dominicans, and the Venezuelans and the Mexicans. You so-called white people, you ain't got no more stars no more. The only star you got is like Bryce Harper and a couple more other dudes. But your stars are gone, man. You got the Chinese and the Japanese kicking your ass in the baseball and doing all. So you Americans, every facet of life, the Most High is systematically taking it away from you. Ain't no more Michael Phelps. Where's Michael Phelps at? You know, there's no more Michael Phelps. The nigga Michael Phelps was like, he was kicking everybody's ass. You know. Now you see their Olympic teams, and their Olympic team wasn't even dominating as it once was, as dominant as it once was. You know. So every single aspect of this place, the Lord is systematically destroying, taking down, you know, because it's the end of this place. The Lord said, Babylon, the time her thresher is at hand, man. It's come. Her harvest is at hand, you know. So, it says, he that has a perverse heart shall be despised. He that is despised and hath a servant is better than he that honoreth himself and lacketh bread. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast, but the tender mercy of the wicked are cruel. That's right. So you devils are not righteous men. All right. You don't regard the life of the animals. You don't regard the life of the nature. You know, human nature, like MJ said. You don't regard no human nature. Where's your human rights record? You motherfuckers are the worst. You talk about the Assyrians. And this one and that one, you know, they're using chemical weapons and Osama this and Osama that and Xi Jinping and what's this other dude, the little fat Korean, what's his name, Kim Jong-il, you know, and his dad before him, and all these people are terrorists, you know, all these people are fucking up their countries and shit. We need to go up in there and establish democracy. No, it's all about establishing the hegemony of the so-called white man American government, you know, which is nothing but a ploy for the elites. America is just a ploy for what them elites did in 1913 at Jekyll Island, man, establishing the Federal Reserve, and which the Federal Reserve is nothing but an arm of the New World Order, man. It just goes by a different name. It goes by the name of the Federal Reserve. That's an arm of the financial branch of the New World Order, which eventually they're going to do away with America and just establish the New World Order. Eventually, America was just used for a certain time, you know. This American shit, you know, USA. They got these people believing in the USA. The USA is just a corporation, a shell corporation, the biggest shell corporation for the elites. Just like they have shell corporations for drug dealers and shit like that. The so-called white man is the biggest drug dealer, and America is nothing but a big shell corporation that's used. That's why they running up the national debt and shit like that. They don't give a fuck no more. They don't care. They let this place collapse, let the dollar collapse, and let's bring in this new system, which is gonna be the New World Order system, the beast system, which ain't gonna be about America no more. It's gonna be about the whole world being up under the New World Order, man. And all the nations gonna have to take the micro-seal. Everybody, don't care if it's Jamaica or Dominican Republic or wherever it is, they're gonna have to take the micro-seal. They're gonna be in Belgium, you know, over there in Brussels. Them niggas gonna have to take the micro-seal. They're eating their little French crips, you know, and them motherfuckers gonna have to pay with a micro-seal. And the European Union and China and Russia and all these places, they all gonna have to succumb to the micro-seal, which is the mark. Everybody's gonna have to take it. If they don't comply, these devils gonna wage war against you, hit you with the guillotine, you know. Because the Lord gave this devil the power to wield the sword on the earth. So his sword, he gonna wield it in order to bring about his New World Order. But while he's eating, the Lord's gonna take the kingdom from him. While he's eating, while he's filling his belly, you know. All right, so that's what we look forward to, man. You know, this bloody and deceitful man being taken down. You know, that's why you're always talking about that micro-seal. That's why you're always talking about the New World Order. You know, that's why you're always talking about what's going on with the wars. You know, because that's the main prophecies to look for, not not what the hell, you know, what these people are talking about, not these distractions, you know. We got a lot of distractions, like Diddy. Diddy was a damn distraction, and all these other people, which, you know, we mention it here and there, you know, just for shits and giggles, you know, and to, you know, but those are really puppets set up to distract so-called black community, you know, distract you, keep you occupied on mirth, keep you. But now the mirth of the land is gone. Isaiah 19, you know, so it's no more mirth. Everybody is seeing what these devils are, what these Hollywood people are, what this world is about, you know, and how it really works. You know, how the elites keep themselves rich, you know, how they don't pay taxes, how they don't play by the rules, you know. But you got to play by the rules. The normal common folk got to play by the rules, but so-called white man don't play by no fucking rules. All right, and the niggas that sell out, you know, they don't play by their rules until Esau gets them and spanks them in front of the public. That's called humiliation ritual. That's what happened to all your celebrities. You know, R. Kelly, name them all, you know. Ja Rule, you know, all of them. Prince, MJ. MJ's touching kids. They already fucking knew he was touching kids. They always knew that. You know, the nigga was touching kids because they made him touch kids because they touched his ass. That's Esau is the creator. He creates niggas, and he creates pedophiles, he creates all this shit. He creates bloody, deceitful men. He creates sleeper cell agents. That's why he show you in the movies, man. Like House of Cards, you know, or the other one with Kerry Washington in it. Was that show Scandal? You know, they showed you how they had all kind of agents. You got Nikita. You got all these shows, man, where you know, the Bourne Identity, you know, the Bourne Supremacy. Where they creating these super soldiers in these labs and shit. They creating these bloody, deceitful men. They put these little kids in these training programs to make them fucking Navy SEALs and shit, trained killers. You know, Esau creates the drug addicts, the trained killers. He creates these 2/3 niggas that are in the hood selling drugs and terrorizing the community. Esau is the author of all this confusion, man. The Lord said what? He's not the author of confusion. These devils are the author of confusion, man. You know, if we was a ruler, none of this shit would be going on, you know. But here it is. The Lord is he says, for an appointed time, you know, that this must needs be, so he could come and judge the earth. You know, so he could come and judge you so-called white people. Okay, Psalms 5 and verse 5, it says, the foolish shall not stand in thy sight, O Most High. Thou hatest all workers of iniquity. Yeah, the Most High hates you devils. He's told you in Romans 9:13. He said, Jacob I love, Esau I have hated. I love Jacob, I love mine elect. All right, and I hated Esau. The Lord hated this damn devil with a pure hatred. He said he count them his enemies. You know, that's what David said, right? He said he hated all the wicked, the workers of iniquity, which you know you are the number one workers of iniquity. 6th verse. Thou shalt destroy them that speak leniently. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into thy house in the multitude of thy mercy, and in thy fear I will worship towards thy holy temple. That's right. So 8th verse, it says, lead me, O Lord, in thy righteousness because of my enemies, and make thy way straight before my face. For there is no faithfulness in their mouth. Their inward part is very wicked. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with the tongue. That's right. You know, they flatter with the tongue on CBS News, ABC, and, you know, this where that place, YouTube, you know, community guidelines, you know, be respectful to everybody and shit like that. You know, oh, when you at work, go to HR and shit. You know, they flattering you with the tongue, with the lip. Okay, here it is. You could get Section 8 housing. You know, you could get food stamps. You cut your daddy out to life, cut your baby father out. You know, cut your husband. You know, the nigga ain't living in the house. Well, quote unquote, he still live in the house, whatever. But on paper, you know, you can't be married. You know, if you married and shit like that, they're gonna take. No. Let that nigga pay. The government's not gonna pay. Let that nigga pay. And his life is already hard enough. He gotta provide for 14 kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? He gotta work and shit like that. You know, as long as that man ain't around, you gonna get them checks cut at you. We'll give you $600 a month for food and shit, or whatever. We'll give you $20 rent, $5 rent. You know, as long as and you could bring in whatever kind of nigga you want in the house. You could hold out the crib. You could whatever you want to do. You know, raise them kids however you want to raise them. You know, that's what this white man allows under his fucking terrible tutelage, man. Under his bloody ass hegemony, you know. That's what transpires. Okay, a total fuck up of a society. A total, you know, useless people. Look at these useless people just living off the government, eating. That's why they call it goyim. Goyim. Like the rabbi said, man. All you white people and all you blacks are goyim. You're all goyim. You know, that's what you are to them. You know, that's why they send all that money over there and they give you 2 middle fingers, man. Like, get the hell up out of here. Every time you pay taxes or you pay a toll or whatever you pay college tuition. That's going to the hands of the elites. You know, that's all funneling to the top, and your ass get a couple $100s a week. That's crazy, man. You know, you work these jobs. I don't care what kind of job you work. You ain't making that type of money, man. I don't care what kind of job. You be a CEO. The CEOs are all Masons. You know, they're the only ones making that type of money. And the nigga in the NBA, one of these guys, but they're slaves and they got to push an agenda and they're controlled. You know, if you gonna make a certain type of money, you're gonna be controlled. They're gonna control your ass. You know, that's why the Lord told us that we're poor but we're rich, because nobody fucking controls us. Only the Lord. So-called white man, you know, yeah, we gotta work and do what we gotta do in this society to survive and shit. But this devil don't control us, man. This devil don't control what we say, you know, on these videos, what we believe in. You know, we're not Anton Daniels, man. You know, we're not Reverend Jesse Jackson. You know, them niggas are controlled, man, by this so-called white man. You know, TD Stakes and the rest of them. You know, they're controlled. They tell them niggas what they say. They got a handler. You know, anybody that's a household name, that's one of these. They all got handlers, man. They're told what to do, what to say, how to place the camera in what way, what clothes to wear. You know, what they can and can't say, and if they step out of line, they'll get canceled. They'll hit their ass. They'll hit them with Ray Rice treatment. You know, they'll cancel your ass, and now your ass got to fend for yourself, and now your life ain't what it used to be, or they might just take you out altogether. You know. But anyways, they might make you disappear. But the Lord got protection around His men and you believers. You know, Lord protect you from this damn devil. You know, from this queer devil. Psalms 5 and verse 10 it says, "Destroy thou, O Most High, let them fall by their own counsels, and cast them out in the multitude of their transgressions, for they have rebelled against thee. But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice, O Most High, and let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them." That's right. He had a cover, he has a force field around you. He defends you. You know, let them also love thy name and be joyful in thee, for thou, Lord, wilt bless the righteous. With favor wilt thou compass him as with a shield. So favor has been shown to the wicked, and the Lord is about to take his favor, but He's gonna give the favor to us. That's when the curse are lifted off of us, you know. And you devils, the curses are put on you, pursuant to Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All the curses that befell us are gonna befall these devils, and that's when he drinks the dregs of the cup, which we're earnestly looking forward to. That's the earnest expectation of the creature, you know. That's the earnest expectation of the creature. So the righteous thou shalt compass about with the shield. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that. Let favor be shown to the wicked. Isaiah. Yeah, Isaiah 26 in verse 10 says, "Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet he will not learn righteousness in the land of uprightness. He will deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord." All right. So he's in the land over there, and he didn't miraculously start being righteous. He got more wicked. Look at what them so-called Israeli soldiers are doing to them people out there, man. They're over there raping them, committing genocide. What they call genocide. They're over there raping the people, letting dogs rape the women. You know, just killing innocents and shit. You know, they're supposed to be codes of conduct in war, what they call the Geneva Convention, right? What they had, they end up making rules, you know. You can't use certain things in war. You can't attack civilians, you know. But these devils, they don't play by their own rules. They make the rules and break their own rules. So that's an unfair game, which is they rigged against the everybody else so they could keep the hegemony. But the Lord is requiring all that trickery, all them lies. All them lies, the Lord is letting them catch up to the damn devil. You know, here it is, he makes these contracts and deals with the nations and shit, and turns around and breaks them, and then tells you to deal with it, nigga. Deal with it, nigga. Just deal with it, man. Deal with it, you Indian. Deal with it, Japan. You know, go ahead and deal with it, man. Just fucking deal with it. What the fuck you gonna do? All right, I'll send another missile after your ass. You know, like the bully. You know, what the fuck you gonna do? You just keep poking you. The nation's gonna poke this motherfucker back, man. You know, they gonna poke his ass back and give him a taste of his own medicine, and then the Lord gonna come and finish him off. You know, after the missiles. Well, the Lord gonna come before the missiles, because we're gonna have to be up out of here before the missiles. Because if not, then we're gonna die and perish. But the Lord's not gonna allow that. So he's gonna come in the midst of World War III. All right, and while that's happening, you know, in 1 hour, the Lord gonna beam us up. Because he said, so great riches come not in 1 hour. Revelation, the 18th chapter. So, and during the midst of that, the Lord's gonna come and deliver us by way of what they call UFOs. You know, which these devils know about that. They know that the UFOs are real. They know that the UFOs are the ships of the Most High. The only ones that don't know are you ignorant Negroes and Latinos, man. You know, that are willfully ignorant. Scriptures tell you about being willfully ignorant. That's everybody else knows. The Egyptians, they fucking know. The president even said, y'all, that weirdo people, man. The former president or prime minister, I forget what it was. You know, these heathens got all these damn titles, man. You know, but anyways, here it is. He was saying that, you know, we're those people. Everybody knows we're those people except you. Everybody knows we're those people, man. You know, that's why it says in Psalms the 40th chapter, speak comfortably onto Zion, onto Jerusalem. All right, speak comfortably onto her. You know, for her. You know, matter of fact, let's get that. You know, Jake. You know, you speak comfortably to them, and they still refuse it. You know, Isaiah 41, comfort ye, my people, save your power, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished. That's right. These devils ain't gonna be able to, you know, set up these monuments where, you know, they had your people in these wars dying and shit. Persian Gulf War, you know how many Jakes died in there? And Panama, the conflict over there, Spanish-American War, you had a bunch of Jakes, bunch of Northern Kingdom that died up in there. You know, a lot of casualties, man. So the Lord requires all that, man. All that bloodshed. Said the voice of him, speaking comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, and that her iniquity is pardoned. For she have received of the Lord double, for the Lord's hand double for all her sins. That's right. So we've received double, and now you so-called white people are going to receive double. You know? You're going to receive double. Okay? You're going to receive double for what you've done to the people, the Lord's people. All right? Because favor was shown to you devils, and in the land of uprightness, you was given the land. All right? Ezekiel 36 chapter. It says the ancient high places are ours in possession. That's what these white people are saying, so-called red people. You know, that's what they're saying. Ha ha ha, nigga, we got your land, we got your women, we got your ancient artifacts over there in the Vatican. We got them in the vault somewhere, you know. We got them up there sealed up, your records. Who is who and who's that? Which tribe is what? Where did the tribe of Dan go? They got all the records, man. They got all the records, man. They got everything that, when they put your ass in slavery, they knew these are the people. That's what happened with Columbus. That's why he had these interpreters, you know. Columbus and them, they all knew. They all knew. They didn't. It wasn't like they was just oblivious and shit. Oh, we're just taking some random Indians into captivity. No, these are the people. They already knew that we was inhabiting this land. They already knew that the Northern Kingdom was here, pursuing the second address, the 13th chapter, the 40th verse. It said that we crossed a year and a half to get over here. around the Horn of Africa. All right, so we fled into the interiors. That was the Southern Kingdom. They had to flee into Africa, but the Northern Kingdom, we was already over here on this side. We was already over here, man. We was already over here, and Jake was going off. They were going off here, smoking weed and shit, looking at the stars and shit, doing powwow dances. Yeah, that's why the Lord let this white man come over here and fuck you up, man. That's why he allowed this damn devil to come over here and mess you up, because Jake was over here. They wasn't keeping the statutes. They wasn't keeping the statutes. It said that when you read it in 2nd 13th chapter, it says that they would go into a land so they could keep their statutes. We didn't keep their statutes here, man. A nigga came over here, and what was he doing? He was doing hashish. he was popping his woman. He was popping his man's woman, because he went off, man. They fell away. Yes, they were still kind of somewhat zealous, but they wasn't completely right, man. That's why the Lord visited them a few times, man. That's why the Indians and them, the Mayans and all these people, that's why they got images of Quetzalcoatl and all these, the fiery serpent. The Lord appeared to them. He said in John the 14th chapter, he said, what? Other sheep I have that not of this fold. So he went to see them. So that's where they get these depictions of the UFOs and shit. They literally like graved it in the stone. They written in the stone. Like Maurice said, it's written in the stone. Love is written in the stone. It's written in the stone, man. Just like this. Just like this. Right here. This is written in the stone. All right, they got that from us, because that's why, just like the Los Lunas stone in New Mexico. What they call the Decalogue stone, which brothers have went and did reports. When on location in this ancient Paleo Hebrew, on location at the Los Lunas stone. And you see the stone right there. That was our people. Evidence of our people being here. Not that we need the evidence, but the scriptures are evidence enough. The people are evidence enough. All right, but more evidence, more proof. The Lord leaves behind a lot of proof, so that the things are written aforetime, written for your learning, written in the scriptures, written in the stones, written on in the history books. So the history books say that you so-called white people are the devil, and that you're the bloody, deceitful man of the earth, man. Okay, so now you have to pay for all the things that you did. The Lord requires that which is past, man. Okay, you bloody, deceitful men. Okay, shall not live out half their days. Scripture say they shall not live out half their days. Matter of fact, let's get that. Though his riches increase, okay, he shall not live out half their days. That's why King David said, that's why I say he was envious with the prosperity of the wicked, man. Because he's seeing that they're not in trouble as other men, but the Lord's about to bring their trouble to them. So Psalm 55 and verse 23, it says, but thou, O Most High, shall bring them down into the pit of destruction. Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days, but I will trust in thee. So you bloody and deceitful devils are not going to live out half your days, but the Lord said we're going to trust in him. The elect is going to trust in him. So bloody and deceitful men shall not live out half their days. Then we brought in the pit of destruction, man. A pit that they digged for us. They're going to fall into that pit. Psalms the 7th chapter. Okay. And the 10th verse. No, actually 9th verse. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end. That's right. All this bloodshed right here. God bless America. Hold on. It say the memorial to the fellow veterans who served their country. It should say the bankers with pride in World War I, World War II, that died for nothing. The Korean conflict and the Vietnamese conflict, and for this and all other wars that we fought for the bankers and died for nothing. We salute all of you. God bless America. All these poor souls right there, that end up dying for the white man's greed, So they ain't no longer gonna be able to set up these monuments and put up weapons of warfare everywhere, So let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just, for the righteous God try after hearts and reigns. My defense is of the Most High, which saveth the upright in heart. The Most High judges the righteous, and the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. So the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. You know, every day he brings his judgment to light. Okay, and though the vision tarry, the Lord told you wait for it. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. You know, it's tarrying a little bit. You know, in your head. You know, why is it taking so long? Yeah, you know, because 1,000 years is one day to the Lord, and our time is different. You know, the Lord's his time is a couple seconds. You know, that he's gonna come and bring this destruction, but in our time seems like a long time. But you know, we're about to get up out of here very soon, man. You know, very soon. So the Most High is angry with the wicked every day. If he turn not, he will whet his sword, and he had bent his bow. He had made it ready, and he had also prepared for him the instruments of death. He ordained his arrows against the persecutors. That's right. The Most High ordained the missiles. All right, they're gonna be shot out all these silos against you persecutors. You lurking, you lurkers, man. You sitting in the lurking place of the villages, lurking against the people of the Lord. He had also prepared for him the instruments of death. He have ordained his arrows against the persecutors. Behold, he travailed with iniquity, and have conceived mischief, and brought forth falsehoods. He had made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. That's right. So he's gonna fall into that ditch which he made. Psalm 55:23. He's gonna fall into the pit of destruction. His own mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down on his own pet. I will praise the Most High according to his righteousness, and will sing praise to the name of the Most High. That's right. So I praise the Lord according to his righteousness. All right, that's why we're at the end. The Lord told you. Not Psalms. Sirach 51. They tell you, when you praise the Lord, exalt him as much as you can never go far enough. All right, work your work beat times, the 30th chapter, 30th verse. Work your work beat times, and in due time he'll give you your reward. All right. So I'll praise the Lord according to his righteousness, and I'll sing praise to the name of the Lord, the Most High. When we get up out of here, we'll get beamed up. You know, the scripture tell you, Revelation 15:3, that we're gonna that we're gonna sing the song of the servant Moses. You know, the 3rd verse. You know, the 2nd verse says we're gonna see the firmament. You know, the destruction of America. You know, we're gonna stand upon the sea of glass, having harps, singing a song of deliverance. You know, which is the same song we're singing now. You know, it's just that, you know, we're gonna finally see the completion of it. All right. The scriptures tell you, blessed is the man that's living to see the downfall of his enemies, man. So we're gonna live to see the downfall of his enemies. When the Lord was on the scene, he told you there was some of you standing here that would not taste the death. You know, you're gonna be with me in the kingdom. You're gonna see the destruction of this place, man. You're not gonna taste the death. You know, you're gonna be up there. You know, and the Lord gonna let you see them. Look at that. Look at them devils out there burning. Disco Inferno. This place gonna be the Disco Inferno, man. You know. All right, as it ought to be, because you know it cannot stand, man. It cannot stand the way it is. This can't continue. It can't continue. So this has to be the truth. You know, if this wasn't the truth, then there'll be no hope, and there'll be no flesh left to be saved. That's how you know that's the truth. All right, because everything else is a web of lies. You know? All right, everything else is impure. The word is the only thing that's been pure. You know, the word through the annals of time or history. You know, everything else has been found to be faulty. But the word of the Lord is pure words. It says purified in the furnace 7 times. So no matter how many translations they get you, no matter how many people try to put their hands on it, no matter what you think about King James. King James was a mole. And King James was this, and King James wasn't a black dude. Look, it don't matter what King James was. It don't matter what he did. The Most High is going to keep his word intact, man. He put the spirit on King James to put together the scriptures, you know, puts Hebrew scholars 7 years to translate everything. He commissioned it in 1604, then 1611, bam, out comes the finished product, what we have today, 1611 edition scripture, right? But before that, you had the Geneva Bible, you had all these Bibles, you had these translations and all this. The Lord's power is too great to let his word be tainted, man. So the word is pure still. Well, no matter how much you read it, you can read it in the NIV, you read it in the GNT, whatever you want to read it any version. You You get any version, and you bring it up here, and it's gonna say the same thing. It's gonna say you devils are the wicked. It's gonna say you so-called white people ain't right. It's gonna say that a woman is not supposed to teach. It's gonna say that that the Lord created the heavens and the earth. On the 7th day he rested. It's gonna say the same thing. Because the Lord's word is intact, man. Whether you read it in Spanish or whether you read it in whatever language, man. You know. Now, yes, we can't just go and use any version because some of them are kind of fucked up. You know. But the Lord's word is preserved, man. The Lord, that's how you know he's real, because over thousands of years everything could have changed, right? Just like any other book, you know, the Lord's word is not changed. He told you in Malachi 3:6, out of the Lord I changed not, therefore ye sons of Jacob not consumed. So the Lord left the word intact behind so that we could have it to the end, man. So that when the time comes, you know what to do. You know what, you already know the signs. You already know that the Lord is visiting the earth. You already know that wars, rumors of wars. That must mean he's near. You know, you can see the micro C hip. You see all these things happening. That means the Bible, the word, which these people, you know, claim that has been tainted, has popping off the page. It's popping off the page. So how could it be tainted? How could it not be real? When the word itself is a living testament. No matter how many versions there is, it's still the same word. You know. So, anyways, that's what I tell you in Baruch 4:1. It says, "What the law of the Lord, they endure forever. The testimony of the Lord, which is the law of the Lord." It says, "This is the law of the Lord, which endure forever," man. You know. Okay. Matter of fact, I'll read it. I shall read it. Baruch 4:1. It says, "This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endure forever. And all that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take heed of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated." All right? When you walk in his word, you are illuminated now. The Lord, King David said, thy word is a lamp to my feet. All right? So this word is pure. It says, "Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation." That's right. This is our word. This is our book. And the nigga is rejecting it, man, because that I'm not those people. I'm a Nigerian. You know, you giving what's profitable unto you to a strange nation. You know, the Lord's gonna save you. The Lord loves your people, and here it is. Nah, everybody can be saved. Come give me a hug. You know, everybody can be saved. The Chinese man, you know, a nigga's up there. You know, you talking to him, and what does he want to do? You hear these guys? They're saying that you're gonna go into captivity. You're the same as me. We've seen it many times, man. You know. Because a nigga is against his self-interest, his own best interest, man. He'd rather be up here, R.I.P. That's where he'd rather be. He'd rather be up here, R.I.P. So-and-so, Javante Watson. The nigga died, serving his country. You know? You'd rather be on somebody's t-shirt, man. The elites over there laughing at you. Nigga, look at them, dead. You know, they're over there laughing and celebrating, when one of you niggas die. Okay, now it says Baruch 4:4. It says, "O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us." That's right. We're happy because the things that are pleasing to the Lord are made known unto us. I would say in 2 Ezra 3:36, "You shall know that Israel by name have kept that precepts and not the heathen." You know, you shall know that we kept the precepts by name and not these damn heathen, man. Okay, the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. "Be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. For you were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath. For ye were delivered unto the enemies. For ye have provoked him that made you by sacrifice unto devils, and not to the Most High." By joining that white man's army, you pissed off to the Most High. You know, by going up there and being the #1 shoe shiner for Esau, being a Colin Powell or one of these dudes, which I think that dude's a terror. You know, but anyways, you know, the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. It says, "Ye have provoked him that made you by sacrifice unto devils, not to the Most High. Ye have forgotten the everlasting God that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you." That's right. It says in Galatians, the 4th chapter, that Jerusalem that's free is the mother of us all, right? It's about to be free. The Lord's about to make us free once again from you bloody and deceitful men that are not going to live out half your days. Okay? So we're going to see the downfall of the wicked. All right? It says, it says, Wisdom of Solomon 14 and verse 21. And this was an occasion to deceive the world. So-called white man got an occasion to deceive the world for men serving either calamity or tyranny. You up there in this white man's army, you serving calamity and tyranny. It says, it did ascribe unto stones and stocks the incommunicable name. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance. A nigga is in a great war of ignorance, fighting his own self, fighting the so-called white man's war for him, being a drug dealer, you know, being a army captain, and all these things are the great war of ignorance. Unless you're in this truth, you're ignorant, you know, of the Lord's righteousness. You know? But blessed is the man, you know, who knows, right? As we read in Baruch, the 4th chapter, blessed is the nation that the Lord made known unto the things that unto them the things that are pleasing unto him. It's Baruch 4 and 4. So it says, moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of the Most High, but whereas they lived in a great war of ignorance, those great plagues called they peace. They're at peace in America, a great plague. America is a great plague for us. For whilst they slew their children in sacrifices, abortions, okay, and all this other shit, or used secret ceremonies or made revelings of strange rites, they kept neither their lives nor their marriage any longer undefiled. The marriage is what the fuck is that? That's not even a real thing anymore. But either one slew another treacherously or grieved him by adultery, so that there reigned in all men without exception. Why is all this reigning without exception? Because you devils are in power. All right. Without exception reigned in all men, without exception, blood, manslaughter, theft, dissimulation, corruption, unfaithfulness, tumult, and perjury. That's right. Unfaithfulness, that's the number one thing. That's why I tell you in 2 Corinthians 15 and 4, all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, man. Because these people are, you know, they don't have a word no more, you know. They're bloodshedders, manslaughterers, thieves, unfaithful, and tumultuous, and perjurers, liars on the stand. They'll just swear to God. I swear to God. And they're lying like a motherfucker. Disquieting of good men. They disquiet you brothers that are good men out there. You know? They're the ones that give you the most hell, man. You know? Your own people. And especially those that believe in this society. Like these Officer Tatums, man. You know? Especially them. They be the number one that be hindering your building, quote unquote. You know? It says, disquieting of good men, forgetfulness of good turns, defiling of soul, changing of kind. Okay, it says in Romans 1:26, they left the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one towards another. It says, changing of kind, disorder in marriages, adultery and shameless uncleanness. For the worshiping of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. All right, and this so-called white man has become the American idol, man. Yeah, that's the white man. That's why he put himself as Jesus. You know, and he got Jesus all over all your countries. He got Jesus seared in your forehead. You know, you Brazilians, you down there worshiping that Jesus just like this. You know, he's like 100 foot tall, 150 feet tall. I don't know how tall he is. You know, they got you worshiping that shit. You know, so that's the beginning of all evil. So you worship this white man by going to his army. You know, being over there clothed in strange apparel. All right, the Lord say He'll punish all you that clothe strange apparel and settle on their leaves. You know, not necessarily meaning you got to have a white man uniform on, but you're covered. You're not covered with the garments of the Lord, the cloak of righteousness. Baruch the 5th chapter. It said, put off the garments of your affliction, of your mourning, and put on the garments of righteousness. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna get this after this. It says. For the worship of idols not to be named is the beginning, the cause, and the end of all evil. For either they are mad when they be merry, or prophesy lies and live unjustly, or else lightly forswear themselves. For in so much as they trust in his idols, in their trust is in idols, like it, which have no life, though they swear falsely, yet they look not to be hurt. All right, but that's our people. They swear falsely by things that are not true. All right, that's why you got to take off them old dusty garments, you know, and put on the new. Put off Jerusalem. Baruch 5:1. Put off, O Jerusalem, the garment of thy mourning and thine affliction, and put on the comeliness of the glory that cometh from the Most High forever. And cast about thee what? A double garment of righteousness, which cometh from the Most High, and set a diadem upon the head of the glory of the everlasting. For the Most High will show thy brightness unto every country under the heaven. That's right. When he judges this bloody and deceitful red devil, that's when the Lord's going to show the brightness onto every country under the heaven. When he beams us up, the scripture tell you about the strangeness of our salvation. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as has afflicted them and made no account of his labors. 4th verse. For thy name shall be called of the Most High forever, the peace of righteousness, and the glory of the Most High's worship. Arise, O Jerusalem, stand on high, and look about thee towards the east. All right, because that's where that war is going to happen, in the east. You know, and that's where our deliverance comes, from the east, just like Gandalf said, man. Look about thee towards the east, and he's going to come with the cavalry, man. The Lord going to come with the cavalry. And behold, thy children gather from the west, that's where we was at, here, onto the east by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the remembrance of the Most High. For they departed on thee on foot, and were led away of their enemies, but the Most High bringeth them unto thee, exalted with glory as children of the kingdom. For the Most High have appointed at every high hill, the so-called white people, your government, all right, your elite structure and all this shit. For the Most High have appointed that every high hill and bank of long continuance should be cast down, and valleys filled up, to make even the ground that Israel may go safely in the glory of the Lord. All right, Deuteronomy 32nd chapter say what? Israel shall dwell in safety alone. Alone. Well, I think that's 33. I think that's 33, if I'm not mistaken. Or is it? Israel shall dwell in safety. Yep. Now I'm going to leave you with this. Deuteronomy 33:26. There is none like unto the God of Jeshurun, the God of the upright, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help, and his excellency is on the skies. The eternal God is thy refuge, and underneath are the everlasting arms, and he shall thrust out the enemy from before thee, you bloody devils, and shall destroy them. Israel then shall dwell in safety alone. The fountain of Jacob shall be upon the land of corn and wine. Also his heavens shall drop down dew. Happy art thou, O Israel, for who is like unto thee, O people, saved by the Lord, and the shield of thy help, and who is the sword of thy excellency? And thy enemies shall be found liars unto thee, and thou shalt tread upon their high places. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, Call Lam La, Yahweh, by Hashem, El Shai, by Hashem, Kakadash. All right, them are to our teachers, peace citations to the Lord's elect. All right, and the Lord requires that which is past, man. All right, so the sinner should not escape with his spoils, neither will the patience of the godly be frustrated, man. All right, so that's Shalom. Shalom.